One drink of water could become the last mistake of its life. It escaped, but in the wild, surviving one attack never means the danger is over. The river is behind, but every sound could signal the next deadly hunter. The crocodile is gone, but another hunter has already chosen its next target. The fastest hunter on Earth has begun the chase, but speed alone doesn't guarantee survival. One sudden turn, one split-second decision, could mean the difference between life and death. Every stride brings the predator closer. Every heartbeat could be the last. A single leap, only inches away from ending the chase. One final burst of speed, and the hunter loses sight of its prey. Today, speed wasn't enough. In the wild, survival sometimes belongs to the one who refuses to give up. The river looks peaceful, but beneath the surface, a silent hunter is already waiting. In less than 1 second, the river transforms into a deadly trap. It escaped the jaws of the river, but every step into the savanna brings a new danger. The hunt begins again, and this time, every second counts. One perfect turn buys only a few more seconds of life. Sometimes, survival depends on more than speed. Even the dust can become a shield. Not every hunt ends with a catch. Alone, it was an easy target. Together, the herd became unstoppable. Strength alone isn't enough when an entire herd stands as one. Sometimes the greatest weapon isn't sharp teeth, it's standing together. A mother never ignores danger, even before she can see it. She can't see the hunters, but a mother's instincts never lie. She doesn't run. She becomes an unbreakable wall between danger and her child. One warning was enough. Every hunter knew this mother would fight to the very end. Sometimes, the greatest victory isn't winning the fight, it's preventing one from ever happening. Unlike lions, these hunters never chase alone. Every step is calculated. Every escape route is slowly disappearing. The trap is set. Now the chase truly begins. Every escape route is closing, and the pack never wastes a single step.
Speed isn't always enough. Sometimes the terrain decides who survives.
The thorns slow every hunter, but they may also hide the only escape. One hidden path, one final chance, and survival slips through the hunter's trap. The prey is out of sight, but the scent still tells the hunters where to go. The hunters have found their target again. Now, every second could decide its fate. One perfect leap creates a tiny advantage, but the pack refuses to give up. The gap is closing, and the pack is running with perfect teamwork. One unpredictable turn, and the hunters lose their perfect formation for a heartbeat.
Speed fades with time, but endurance is the wild dog's greatest weapon.
One clever decision: disappear into the crowd before the hunters can choose their target. Hidden among dozens of stripes, the prey has vanished without a trace. In the wild, survival doesn't always belong to the fastest. Sometimes it belongs to the smartest. On the ground, everything seems peaceful, but death is already circling silently above. By the time the hare senses the shadow, the hunter is already falling from the sky. One split-second jump, and the eagle's deadly strike misses by inches. The eagle climbs for another chance, but the hare is only seconds away from safety. A few tangled branches become the difference between life and death. The river looks calm, but beneath the surface, a patient hunter has been waiting all morning. In less than a heartbeat, the river erupts into a deadly trap. Escaping the first strike means nothing, and the river hunter is still keeping pace. One steep riverbank, and the crocodile's perfect ambush comes to an end. The fastest hunter on Earth waits for one perfect mistake, and the gazelle has no idea it's being watched. Every silent step brings the hunter closer, but one careless sound could end the hunt instantly. One tiny sound, and the entire hunt hangs on absolute silence. One moment of confidence is all the fastest hunter has been waiting for.
0 to full speed in a heartbeat. Now only the fastest will survive.
Every sharp turn steals a fraction of the cheetah's advantage, but every second drains the gazelle's strength. Just 4 meters apart, one more mistake could end the chase forever. An impossible turn, and survival hangs on a single heartbeat. Just 1 meter apart, the next second will decide who earns another sunrise. One narrow gap, and the hunter loses the advantage it fought so hard to gain. Even the fastest hunter cannot outrun exhaustion, and today, endurance wins. Not every hunt ends with a meal, but every sunrise gives the hunter another chance. High above the ground, safety feels certain, until the tree itself becomes the hunting ground. One tiny sound, and both lives depend on who moves first. One glance changes everything. The silent ambush is over. Now every branch becomes part of the escape. The branch grows thinner with every step, but turning back is no longer an option. Sometimes survival isn't about speed. It's about reaching a place your predator cannot follow. Today, the hunter leaves empty-handed, and one warning call may save the next life. Hidden beneath the grass, a single, patient hunter waits for the smallest mistake. Every silent step brings the hunter closer, while the warthog continues feeding without a hint of danger. One faint sound, and the hunter dares not breathe. The danger seems gone, but the hunter is now closer than ever. The ambush is over. Now it's a desperate race between the hunter and the safety of the burrow. Just 5 meters to safety, and only 3 meters separate life from death. A fraction of a second, that's all it took for the warthog to win the race for survival. Not every hunt ends in success, but every failure teaches the hunter how to survive another day.
Not every hunt ends in success, but every failure teaches the hunter how to survive another day.
The river looks peaceful, but just beneath the surface, patience has already chosen its target. Every ripple looks harmless, but one silent shadow is already closing in. One tiny ripple, and the river suddenly feels far more dangerous than it looks. Just 2 meters remain, and the river keeps its deadliest secret perfectly still. In less than a second, the river explodes, and only pure instinct keeps the calf alive. The river claims many lives, but today, instinct was faster than the ambush. The river grows quiet once again. One young survivor returns home, while the patient hunter waits for another chance. On the ground, breakfast begins. High above, another hunter has already made its choice. One tiny sound, and 2 pairs of eyes become completely focused. The rabbit feels safe again, but above, the hunter is preparing for the perfect launch. The hunter leaves the branch, and the wind becomes the first warning. A single shadow crosses the ground, and instinct prepares the hare for its only chance. The chase has begun. Every heartbeat brings the hunter closer, and every stride may save the hare.
Just 2 meters separate the hunter from its prey, and one final leap could change everything.
A wall of thorns becomes a fortress, and the hunter is forced to climb away, empty-taloned.
The sky grows quiet once more. The hunter searches for another chance, while the survivor waits patiently for the danger to pass.
Across the silent grassland, a patient hunter waits for the perfect moment to move. Every silent step closes the gap, while the impala continues feeding without a single hint of danger.
One faint sound, and both hunter and prey know that even the smallest movement could decide what happens next.
The impala believes the danger has passed, but the patient hunter is still closing in. The story isn't over yet.